On Second Shot, we tackle 2 new headlines every week to find out what kind of wisdom the world is dishing out today. And we want you to be a part of that. When you see a headline you want to take a second shot at, or if you're looking for advice, or just want to tell us what you think of the show, email us at secondshotcast@gmail.com. If you like what you hear, rate us on iTunes. This helps us move up in the ratings so more people will see us. And if you want to hear more, subscribe to the show so that the new episodes will get straight to you every single Friday. We love you. Thanks for listening and enjoy.
There's a lot of news in the world today.
News that might surprise you, startle you, upset, or maybe impress.
News that's not always for the faint of heart.
That's why the man who failed his way to success, Heath Oakes, is stepping up.
Tackling today's headlines with ignorance on fire in a way only a millennial mogul can.
Take off your sport coat, grab a beer, and enjoy the conversation.
This is Second Shot with your host, Heath Oakes.
Failed his way to success and also failed to make it in today for the podcast.
Ooh, savage.
No, not at all. Hey, everybody, it's Jenny, and I've been on Heath's wife, Jenny and Chondo.
That one, yeah.
Yes, that one. So it's the end of the quarter for him, which means buckle down, get to business, practice what you preach, and work. So he's out visiting all of his offices, so I'll be, kind of in for him.
It's holiday season. It's coming up. It's cup on it.
I'm the holiday fill-in.
It's been so long since we did an episode without Heath. Back in Chad days.
Yeah.
I'm betting somebody out there is thinking we're kidding. Oh, maybe he'll be back on the next segment or something. No, he's really not here. I can't remember the last time this happened.
Out.
And I love it.
Well, luckily we have Zach here.
We do. Yes.
Hello. And
Hi.
Matt.
Hello.
And our special guest, who people are listening from all over the world, actually. But if you are a Dallas-Fort Worth local, you definitely know Jasmine Sadri as a radio, entertainment, media personality. Hello.
Hi, where's my beer? Y'all teased it in the intro.
I have. No, really, real talk. I have.
Come on,
Do you
Heath.
want some?
Where's the beer?
I can make that happen.
Well,
really?
it is kind of the
Is this a
afternoon.
beer show?
Oh, God.
And
Between segments, I'll make that happen.
And
no.
since we have international viewers, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Oh,
Viewers,
it is.
listeners,
Yeah.
etc.
Oh, my God, Heath's never leaving again.
Oh, no.
And that was the day it all tanked when I showed up.
I know some people are listening because they will want to hear what Jasmine has been up to and is up to. So you have to listen, and wait for the third segment because she's going to explain.
Are we going to get into that? Ooh.
Yeah,
look
she
at
has
the
some,
tease.
Well, now
she
she
has
has
some
to.
exciting
I know.
things
Love
up her
it.
sleeve.
Oh,
Yes, so we'll do
no.
that in the third segment. But first of all, a couple of interesting headlines, Zach.
Yes. First one, for anybody who hasn't listened to the show before, not a big sports guy, so excuse me when I stumble.
I love when
will.
we pick sports articles.
Yes. A source close to ESPN says the Browns want to interview Condoleezza Rice for their head coaching job. The former Secretary of State, Condoleezza Rice, for anybody who doesn't know. If the Browns followed through on it, Rice would become the first woman to interview for an NFL head coaching job. After word of the Browns' possible interest in Rice, Rice got back to the team. Dorsey issued a statement. He said, our coaching search will be thorough and deliberate, but we are still in the process of composing the list of candidates, and Secretary Rice has not been discussed. That's from Jack Dorsey? Is that his name? No, not at all. Probably not.
No, John Dorsey.
John Dorsey.
John
Yeah.
Dorsey,
Yeah.
yeah. See,
GM.
Rice also posted Sunday on Facebook.
It's
while
fine. They're
she's
not a very popular team.
not
at all.
ready to, so I've heard, not
At
ready
all.
to coach. If there's anything I don't know about sports, it's how successful the Browns are, because supposedly they're not. While she's not ready to coach, she would like to call a play or two next season if the Browns need ideas. Very sweet of her to offer. So where are we with this?
So here's the thing, Jasmine, you were the one that sent this, and I thought it was such a good article. You're a big sports fan and
Yeah.
worked in sports broadcasting
industry,
too. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because when I first saw the headline, I thought it was an Onion story. I'm like, no way. And the more I clicked on it, I'm like, this is legit, like ESPN story. Adam Schefter's covering this, which that's legit. I'm like, there's no way. And then I'm like, did she lose a bet? Because nobody would want to coach the Browns on their own volition.
whoa.
Seriously, they wouldn't.
Whoa. Okay, so the Browns are that bad.
They
That's
are
what you're telling
abysmal.
me.
When they won
Okay.
their first game, ever,
Yeah.
the entire city went just bonkers thinking they won a Super Bowl.
Wow,
It was
they're
a big
that
deal.
bad.
It was
a big deal.
insane.
Okay, all right.
So when I think about this story, my sort of second shot or second take at this in a greater sense
Sure.
is really this. And keep in mind, I'm not saying I think that Condoleezza Rice should be the coach of the Browns.
Oh, no.
However,
Go on record, Jenny and Chonda said that.
sometimes we are always looking for bigger, better, best, when there is somebody who loves us and believes in us, who is potentially capable. So here's the thing. She has been a longtime fan of the Browns. She loves them. She's very vocal about being a fan of theirs. And she does know the game. She knows the sport. Okay, she hasn't played. Sure. Her experience in the NFL is not robust in that she doesn't have any. But okay, in life, we look at our own situations and think, oh, I want to impress this person or this potential employer, or I want to get this person on my team. Is it possible that your best friend who's always supported you and believed in your business and believed in your mission and knows your mission could be the perfect person for that job and to collaborate with? You see what I'm saying? We're always looking for somebody out, or, it's like in Dallas, people throw around, oh, well, they're from LA. And yeah. Or they're from New York. And there can be valuable experiences, of course, coming in from both of those cities, and I'm aware of that. But also, is it possible that those in our inner circle who really believe in us could be the best to help us out and elevate us to the next level? So that's sort of like my second take on the whole Condoleezza Rice coaching in the NFL. What do you think, Jasmine?
My second take is really the Browns. And I like where you're going with that, because it's true. We do kind of sometimes we take that road that we think is the right road. We don't ever see like the unconventional, right? Mm-hmm. On your first shot. Second shot is really taking that and looking at it through a different lens, and really looking at it from something that we would have otherwise not thought about. And yeah, when you think about Condoleezza Rice being the head coach of the Cleveland Browns and being a coach in general, there's no woman at NFL coach anyway, or position coach, or any coach for that matter.
I mean, she was the provost of Stanford University.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God,
director of Soviet and East European Affairs with the National Security Council.
No, I get it.
Secretary of State under George W. Bush.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I mean, she doesn't have my LinkedIn profile.
Right. The potential. It's almost like, oh, sure, I guess okay, fine.
Right.
Go ahead and try.
Of course. She's got the brains. She's got the leadership skills. She definitely doesn't have my LinkedIn profile, so we're not going through that. But I mean, you're right. It's something that you otherwise wouldn't think about. And maybe that circle of friends around her, like you said, or the circle of people around you that really motivates you to do that would come into play in this aspect.
And I think sometimes, too, we only look at people's specific resumes.
Yeah.
We think, okay, well, look, they have managerial skills as a soccer coach, but they've never done Little League. Okay, well, are those transferable?
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, it's true.
It's possible that they are.
Sure.
It's
what
possible
skill sets
that they
help that?
are. And being able to, I think really the hard part is it's up to all of us if we are trying to jump into a different industry from one specific industry we've always been in and typecast in, is to teach people how being the provost of an Ivy League school might make us more likely to be able to coach an NFL team, for example. I mean, this is an extreme example of this, but I think we can really relate it to our own lives and career searches and moves, and also our own lives as if we are managers in looking for potential talent.
Sure.
Because sometimes people are up and coming, and you're realizing, okay, I'm having to undo bad habits from this same industry with a different employer. Is it possible this person has high intellectual value, and I could just teach them the ins and outs?
Well, what about just the why not? When you look at something, well, why not? Why not? Why couldn't it happen? As opposed to the why it couldn't, or why it could.
For sure.
It's the why not. It's the looking at it from a different lens. Why not? Why couldn't she be a head coach?
Right.
Why not?
I did want to jump in here for the naysayers, because inevitably there are a few that are listening to this show and going, of course she couldn't. Because there are fans and everything, but I know football fans are fans, and they do not take that game lightly. They take it very seriously.
Well, and they would tell you, if she has never taken a snap in the NFL, she has no business coaching.
Right.
It's in a very literal context.
There's a whole thing to it. But considering the win-loss ratio of the Browns here, I mean, it really does seem like one of these what do you have to lose kind of things.
Exactly.
Like, if you're going to give somebody a shot, why not somebody who was serving in the White House?
The Browns,
Why not somebody who, and if she likes the game and she's a fan of the team, right?
She's one of the fans. That's what I'm saying. You sometimes have to look for your biggest supporters.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
Who are they? And maybe you can teach them the skills that they need when they're one of the women with the highest intellectual capacities that we know of right now.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, get after it, Condi. I know she said she doesn't want it. She said she doesn't want it. That's the updated news. She doesn't want it. They don't want her, but she'll be cheering them on.
Just one thing, Condi. Please don't wear the head coach visor. Visors are tacky. Why do people wear visors? That's for a different segment.
Way too classy for the visor. visor.
I'm coming back, Heath. We're going to talk about why people don't need to wear visors.
Yes, exactly. We'll be back with the second segment of Second Shot.
He's a suit and tie kind of guy with deep Southern roots. Heath Oaks hosts more of Second Shot coming up on RNCN.
To all my friends in the great state of Texas, if you have not taken advantage, I have a way to save you a ton of money. I have saved over about $3,000 in the last year, and I have no hassle. Go to energyogre.com, put in the promo code SECONDSHOT. Now listen, promo code SECONDSHOT, and you're going to get a free month just for signing up and saving a ton of money. So don't be crazy. Stop sitting around talking about is this the real deal, and go do it right now. energyogre.com, promo code SECONDSHOT, and a free month. Thanks. Go get it now. Run.
Ready? Aim. Fire. Second Shot is back for another round on RNCN.
So I just wanted to give you guys an update on where Heath is in this important business meeting he's at.
Yes.
I just got a text from him with a picture of chips and salsa and squeeze butter.
Oh boy.
Squeeze butter?
This is a problem I have
wow.
with Mexican restaurants in
Hold on.
Texas.
No, this is an East Texas thing. This is not a Texas
Yes,
thing.
okay.
This is an East Texas
Okay.
thing.
Wait, what are you talking about? Squeeze butter?
Squeeze butter.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all,
What does that
chips and
mean?
salsa shouldn't include butter. That's
Usually not.
Why?
no.
Wait,
no.
you mean
this
why
is
or why
Texas
not?
problems.
No, it's not Texas problems.
It's
No,
not
it is.
Texas. I need
Hold on.
as a fifth generation Texan.
Yes.
May I please weigh in on this?
Yes.
This is an East Texas problem.
Okay.
Have you been to Javier's?
I had never
I haven't.
heard of this until I think someone we got chatting about it, and I was like, "What are you talking about? Squeeze butter on the table?" And I asked my wife, who lived in Tyler for a while, and she said, "Yeah, it's all over the place. Squeeze butter, and you put it in the salsa." And I'm like, "Get out of here."
This is
I've
how I
never
feel
heard of
right
this.
now. What are you talking about? What is
Yes.
this?
It's absurd.
Madness.
Okay, Jasmine, weigh in.
Please.
Butter in your salsa.
Okay, so this is the only way I do butter in my salsa. Okay, I take a corn tortilla,
Okay.
and I butter it up. It's
a good start.
And then I put a dollop of salsa, and then I roll it up. That's
Okay.
how I do the butter. That's how I do it. I
Fair.
don't put the
Okay.
butter in the salsa and mix it up.
That's,
Okay,
that's
well,
like
that's-
a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because they're one of my favorite
Yeah.
restaurants in Dallas, Javier's, by the way.
Yes.
If you'd like to
Javier's.
sponsor the show, I will talk about you
So
all
good.
the
Slide
time.
us a resume, Javier.
So
yes.
good.
Yeah, slide us a resume.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please.
they have a
So
great cigar
delicious.
bar too.
And it's really upscale Mexican cuisine. And then they have butter on the tables with the
So they
chips and
do this?
salsa.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it squeeze butter or is it
No,
like
no.
nice
Javier's
butter?
is
Bougie
in
butter.
Okay.
it's in a like little ramekin.
Oh yeah, it's bougie.
Man, I grew up in Houston. I ate a lot of like different Tex-Mex joints. Never have I seen squeeze butter on it. What is that squeeze butter? Like it's
It's
butter
like
in a
parquet.
Yeah,
It's like butter
It
flavored
is.
oil.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
I gotta
It
see
is.
this.
Yeah, so
I gotta
that's what
try it,
Heath's
honestly.
doing right
I shouldn't
now.
judge. I
Yeah.
don't want to. Well, that's fancy.
I think he took his team out to a
Tell-
high quality lunch.
yeah,
it
clearly.
sounds like.
Tell him he's being shamed over here.
So if you guys want to work for Heath, slide in that application too, and you might get
Look
some
forward to
squeeze butter.
squeeze butter.
Oh no. Well,
Anyway.
speaking of high quality establishments,
Yes.
a premier Dallas mall is bucking the Thanksgiving Day shopping trend by staying closed. Stores inside the Gallery of Dallas, just across the street from us, under new management this year, will not open Thursday. The exception will be the mall's major national anchors: Gap, Old Navy, Sears.
Sears?
The
You mean
bulk
Nordstrom?
Of, the bulk of our retailers feel their core shoppers would prefer to spend Thanksgiving with family and prefer to do their holiday shopping beginning on Black Friday. We want to make the season productive and profitable for all our retailers. We're glad to give our retailers the opportunity to remain closed on Thanksgiving Day so that everyone gets time with their family on the holiday. It's very sweet. And they'll be open at 6 a.m. on Black Friday for all the deal hunters. What do we think about this?
Well, Black Friday was always one of my favorite broadcasting days, actually.
I was going to say, should be the day this episode comes out, right?
Yeah, well, it is. I do think it's a little bit fun and festive out there because people are kind of starting the season. And if I was out on location, it was like, they were excited. They were going to get their printer that shows how long I've been
Yes.
reporting.
Their hot Epson.
Yes, they would
Yeah,
get their
for the
printer or
holidays.
like, a discount flip phone or something like that. And so it was kind of fun and festive.
Did you ever see any fights when you were out there?
No.
No. None of the madness.
That was bad. I know. I was trying to put a positive spin on this, but yes, that
just
does
curious,
happen.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
That does happen. So when I think about this story and the Galleria Mall specifically and take the second shot at it, I look at it more from a business perspective and just like a life perspective, that we're starting to see the trickle down of when one retailer, one business, one CEO decides, hey, we're going to we're going to try this and see if it works, and we're going to take a stand, and it's a risk, and it works. So the first round of this taking a stand and risk and it working was people opening up on Thanksgiving Day. All the retailers started doing it. Some found it profitable. Some found it not profitable. Some found that people said, this is not okay. We can wait another 8 hours to shop. So that was the whole first wave. Now this is the second wave of kind of taking Thanksgiving back. And it does take, for the gallery to make this business decision. I'm certain there are some stores inside of that are a little bit frustrated, thinking, hey, we're losing out on that full first day of shopping. But they're taking a stand. And so we'll find out if it works, in sort of like a business sense. But I suspect others are like, thank God somebody made this decision so that we can do the same.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's hard to be the first one. It's hard to be the first one and say, you know what, no, we're going to take Thanksgiving back, or we're going to not make our employees work on Sundays, or we're going to not keep people here for 12 hours a day. But once you take that stand, other companies follow suit.
Right.
Thank God, because it's getting out of control. I feel like now it's getting earlier and earlier. We're Black Friday shopping in like mid-June. I'm like, stop it. There's Cyber this and Tuesday this and something Wednesday and this Friday. Stop it. Just stop it.
The companies are all trying to like maximize. I swear they've been doing it for like a month. They're like Thanksgiving shopping, Christmas
Stop
shopping.
it.
Sure.
Dude, it's March. Like, what are we doing? Oh, it's obnoxious. So thank you retailers, because maybe, like you said, Jenny, this is going to start that little, trickle effect of let's all get in on this because this is annoying. It's awful.
I hope so. The issue is we're dealing with capitalism, of course, and while opening on Thanksgiving is worth something, guilt is free. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know where we're gonna land. I guess I feel good about it. I hope more join in. I know this says here retailers like Costco, REI, and Nordstrom have never done it. Have never done the Thanksgiving thing, and good for them. Is there a world where this is something that you can take back? Is that a thing? Or have you just opened the Pandora's box and now it's like, well, society has embraced sales on Thanksgiving?
That's what they're testing. I mean, that's really what they're testing.
Yeah.
And it takes, it's almost more of a bold move than opening on Thanksgiving.
Right.
But this doesn't affect online, right? Seriously.
Amazon warehouses will be
I was
open.
just saying.
They got
Okay.
drones running those. That'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
sure.
right.
Will Amazon deliver on Thanksgiving Day?
You know they will.
Of course they will.
If there's money
It's
to
not
be
a
made.
Sunday. They'll do it.
I'll
Yeah.
be doing 1 hour delivery.
They deliver on
they deliver on Sundays.
Yeah.
And the drones will be shaped like
Oh,
turkeys.
man.
They'll all just drop down.
You're a special kind of consumer if you're hitting like Amazon Now 1 hour delivery on Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, like I need that cranberry sauce. Somebody drive that over here, please.
The grocery app, yes.
Oh gosh.
No, Jenny, I'm with you though. Like I like the idea, and I think you're seeing this not just at retail, but I think you're seeing this across the board. And maybe it's a generational thing where people are looking at. It's not always worth it just to always go for whatever makes you the most money, right? Mm-hmm. There's also a balance that you need to try to strike. Because what good is it if you just run your employees into the ground or anything like that? Like at some point you need to step back and say, okay, am I gaining more by saying I'm going to put off being open for a few hours to just make my employees a little happier, and then they'll feel better about coming to work on Black Friday, because I'm sure it's no fun to work retail on Black Friday anyways.
My God.
It can't be any more
No.
fun to work it on Thanksgiving.
Terrible.
It's
And I know
so hard.
I've known people who have worked in retail who have either their family is not here or they just don't have a close connection. They say,
Same,
I'm
yeah.
fine. Like, let me work. Give me those extra hours. But I think as a whole, as a society, it's nice to be able to just say, no, there are things that should matter, and we can stand by that.
And really, you think about a family situation too. So use this example. So say the gallery is the powerhouse in this example. They are the ones setting the standard and saying, we're going to take back this holiday. We can do that in our family lives. If you guys are running around crazy, like we're doing this just because we do it every year, just because, and money is the only reason you're doing it, or just because we did it last year is the only reason you're doing it. Those are things we can take a look at. I mean, really seriously, and say, okay, is this something we can cancel out so I can take back my time and take back my family? Because this is the time of year, like when families run around ragged. Kids to this and that and this
And
and
broke.
that.
You're broke, you're tired,
and
you're
buying
angry.
people stuff, and and we've got to make it to this, gathering, or we've got to take a gift to so and so. I mean, you're in charge here, especially if you are the powerhouse of the family, mom and dad, which you are. In the family unit example of the Galleria Mall or whatever the big mall is. You're in charge. You're the powerhouse. You can take back your family and bring back some peace, just like what the gallery is trying to do with their, family of employees or family, of people who are in that mall. So I encourage everybody to take a look at this big example of, okay, the mall's taking back Thanksgiving. What can we do to kind of take back our families and have a more relaxed, wholesome holiday season and free ourselves from some of the stress, even if it's only for one day.
And understand that there's a net gain to all of it, right? Like maybe that little extra you pay for an item outside of that hot Thanksgiving or Black Friday day sale. Think of it like a tax you have to pay for spending time with your family, which I realize is poorly worded. It's a bad analogy, but hear me
Zach's
out.
family tax.
What I'm saying,
It's a
family
family
I do hear
right?
you.
Yeah, like what I'm saying is like it's worth it. Like just stay in for one day and hang out with your family and like argue about politics or something. Listen to Second Shot. Tell your friends. How about that? I don't know.
You guys, did we miss the fact that Chick-fil-A did this like how many years ago? They're like, ha ha, way to
Right.
like take our business model.
Right.
Because they're closing on Sundays.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one day you want a chicken sandwich.
Always.
I mean, that's the
I always
truth.
want a chicken sandwich on a Sunday.
Always that day.
Have you guys ever considered getting, I've literally thought about on Saturdays, like, should I just go get one in case I want one tomorrow because I feel like I'm really going to?
Stockpile them under your bed.
That's the entrepreneur in you. I can turn these around and sell them for a profit.
Ooh, hawk them for like
Yes,
triple. How bad do you want the
exactly.
chicken sandwich,
Dale,
Jasmine?
Chick-fil-A.
Everybody does on a Sunday.
Yes,
right.
I'll pay $30, Jenny.
I'll pay any price.
You could drive you could just buy a bunch and drive a truck around the neighborhood and just sell those as at like a $2 markup.
Out of her trunk.
So
Yeah,
forget
Black
take
market
back your
chicken
family
sandwiches.
day. Forget take back your family day. I will be on your corner selling
Hawking
Chick-fil-A.
chicken sandwiches.
And Heath with his squeeze butter.
Yeah, exactly.
Squeeze butter. Yes, I gotta find out more about
I'm
that.
in. Who do I give my card to?
Yes. Okay, we will be back in the third segment talking about Jasmine, what she's been up to, and also some updates on the Facebook group. We'll be right back.
Now that's what I call ignorance on fire. More of Second Shot with Heath Oaks still to come.
You guys have been listening to Second Shot and hearing us talk about it. You need to go pick up my book, Ignorance on Fire, A Journey of Failing Your Way to Success. You can get it on Amazon in a paper book. You can also hear this beautiful voice of mine in audiobook style on Audible or anywhere you're going to get your audiobooks. Guys, this book took a lot of time to put into it, and I believe it can really be some life-changing stuff to help you on your path to success. And hopefully you're going to fail your way to success just like I did. Ignorance on Fire, A Journey of Failing Your Way to Success. Amazon.com, Audible.com, audiobooks, paper books, everything. Get it, share it with your people, and I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Go pick it up today.
Kick off your boots or suit up. The choice is yours. Welcome back to Second Shot on RNCN.
Okay, so I promised I would loop everybody in on who this wonderful guest was that we have today and we're actually going to have next week. So, Jasmine, tell everybody what you have been up to because you have your own podcast.
I do. You guys have a well-oiled machine here. This operation's pretty legit.
It seems like it, doesn't
Yes,
it?
it's so
Yeah.
good. You've got like a producer behind the glass and all that. You've got water.
It's
like
the
just crazy.
the illusion of
It's insane.
professionalism.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, Jenny, I do have a podcast. It's called First and Tens, and it's basically a fantasy football podcast. So it's me, my best friend Amy. We're kind of like the head anchors of this, and we've got a bunch of ancillary girlfriends of ours that are kind of like, it's basically like a Real Housewives meets football. So it's fantasy football.
I like both of those things.
Yeah, it's catty. There's drama.
Now I
there's-
get the title.
Yeah, First and Tens. It's a play on a football.
That's
I
cute.
got it. That is clever.
Yeah, so my the website.
Zach with understanding the
I
football
did it.
pod. Go,
I knew
Zach.
I could do it.
Yes, firstandtenspodcast.com is the website, so you can check it out. But yeah, and then we're on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. They're all on there. Yeah, so you can just look us up and find us. But
How'd you guys come up with the idea for that?
well, it's funny because her and I are both football fans, and so we have a lot of girlfriends that like it too. And it's funny, there's so many women who like fantasy football. They love it. Either they know about it or they don't. They like to just be a part of it because it's such an obsession.
Or they
It's such
realize
an-
that in order to connect with their
Boyfriend or husband,
over the
yes.
course of this very long football season, you need to like get in or get out.
Yes, you have to act like it. And then you start to just kind of take on like, oh, who's that guy? Oh, okay, whatever. This is what he's doing. And we try to incorporate, obviously the football aspect. It's not all X's and O's, so it's not a geeky podcast. There's a ton of those. So we're not going to
Sure.
talk about, whose passer rating is what. I mean, we do talk about legitimate things, obviously, because we have to have some sort of legitimacy. But
Yeah.
we also have a lot of the drama, their storylines. We use an app, actually. It's called Marco Polo. And Marco Polo is like a quick little, it's almost like a walkie-talkie video app. And so we go back and forth and we smack talk and
I've
we
heard
do all
about
kinds. Yeah,
that,
it's
yeah.
amazing. And so we use the audio to kind of color the picture. And we'll all trash talk. We've got all of our, girls. And it's basically just drama. It's a bunch of girls who are catty and conniving and are trying to steal people's players.
Oh, man.
So yeah, it's awesome. So yeah,
that's
First and
funny.
Tens, that's the podcast.
First and Tens. So I've heard this Marco Polo app. I've had a couple of friends say we all need to get on that, but I don't understand the difference between that and just text messaging. Or
Well, because it's like a video chat, almost like Snapchat back in the day.
Maybe.
Well,
No?
it's
Well, hold on.
like
Is Snapchat already back in the day?
oh
is that,
wait,
is that where we're at?
yes, oh honey, yes, we're
okay.
done.
Keep
It's
up,
not
Matt.
cool
Come
anymore.
on.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm
Yeah.
like, sorry.
How are you not?
Yeah, so basically it's you're video texting each other,
Yeah.
but it's housed in this app, so it's not eating up any phone data. So yeah,
Oh,
so
I
it's
do
not,
like that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And so you just go back and forth, and we're in this group of all these women back and forth, just smack talking.
Yeah.
as a person whose phone is perpetually full, I can appreciate
it's amazing.
something that doesn't take up storage.
Yeah. Now I will say it's not for the faint-hearted. We do say some cuss words.
I was gonna say vulgar. Is
Yeah,
that-
because this
it's
one's super
vulgar.
family friendly, so yours would
Yes,
be more
this is
for
a little edgier.
grown.
Yes, it's a little edgier. We do
right.
talk about real life things. There are some of these gentlemen that are good looking, and so some of the women really.
Appreciate
I
that.
appreciate
appreciate
that.
the honest disclaimer.
It's a very yes.
Yes.
There is a little E on the podcast.
Yes.
So
Those of
it's
you
not for
watching the video
faint-hearted.
can see Jasmine's heart on her sleeve.
This is
Yes.
not for the
faint-hearted.
carpool.
No.
Our podcast is for the carpool.
Yes.
That's our goal. We want it to be for everybody.
Yeah.
Jasmine's is
no.
for after you drop the kids
After you
off.
drop the kids off, you're on your way to the club or
what
the
a
bar.
what a great tease for a podcast.
Yeah,
Okay, I have
it
to get rid of
is.
those pesky kids. Tune
Yeah.
into
I
First
never
and
said
Tens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So you guys have been joining our group
Yes.
at a rapid pace. So thank you to everybody who's been joining the Second Shot Facebook group. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, or you just started listening, we created just sort of a private secret Facebook group for people who just want to have a positive community, basically, where you can bounce ideas off of people, that sort of thing. So I wanted to share if you're not in the group.
I love
something
this.
It's really cool.
It's really fun.
We need more of this because it's just so negative and awful. Like there's so much negativity and people who are just mean.
Yeah, we don't
Honestly,
hang with them.
which is just and what a great way to just have everybody in one forum that just kind of supports each other and no idea is wrong.
Yes.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
such a safe, great place. I
Yes,
love
nice.
that.
safe is exactly right.
It's
I know
safe.
because
I
the
like
online
that.
world can be brutal. So
Oh, it's
he
awful.
Good
posted
people.
on there saying we believe in having positive messages all over the house. Anyone else do this? So a couple of the examples. This is one that my mom actually made for us.
Oh, really?
Because
Homemade?
It's something. Well, she has a friend who does sort of these signs on the walls.
I dig it. Yeah.
So one of them that I really enjoy just because of my journalism background, it's when writing the story of your life, don't let someone else hold the pen. And I'm sure that's something that a lot of you have heard. But
yeah.
think about that one. Who is holding the pen in your life? Who's holding the pen in your story? We have to be the creators of those. And the other one I like, because it's a reminder. This may have been a subtle reminder for me because I do talk a lot. Knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. So I'll let that one sink in.
I want to disagree,
We're all
and I'm
listening.
not sure
No.
why. I want to fight it. Yeah.
That means you're really smart because knowledge speaks.
Yeah.
You talk a lot, it means you're smart.
Exactly.
Well, but wisdom. But see, it's like over time you learn to take in what other people are saying.
I do.
What is Heath's fruit salad line? Tomatoes don't go into a fruit salad, or wisdom, or
Oh, it's like, yeah.
somebody save me. From
Knowledge
this.
is
I sound
knowing that
dumb.
tomato is a fruit, but wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad.
That's it.
Wait, Squeezy Butter Guy is going
yes.
to give us advice
See,
on what goes into a fruit
yes.
salad.
Well, that's why he's
Yes.
in there and I'm in here.
Yeah,
See?
no, that's true.
I love you, Heath.
My mom always had one I liked a lot, the Oscar Wilde quote. Be yourself. Everybody else is already taken. I always thought that was a good one. Yeah.
And I like that, and I like that you shared that too, because really, this is another Heathism, and I forget how he says
can't
it.
escape the man.
But I know he's like, oh, what goes in your ears goes out your mouth. But it's like when you wake up and see these little messages. I mean, this one's a reminder to me, and I will sometimes change the location, and I highly recommend you do this too, because the quotes and positive messages that you originally intended to have be sort of something that speaks to you, they fade into the background and you don't notice them, you don't read them. So I highly recommend that every once in a while, flip up the location, or if there's one that you're like, hey, you know what, I really could stand to follow this one a little bit more regularly, put it right in the hallway that you're going to see, or right before you go to the garage or something, and take, the 10 seconds it takes to read it and then process it. Because everybody can put up positive quotes, but if you're not reading them and then processing them and taking them in, you're never going to live them out and live them fully. So,
that's really
so
sweet.
just our little post. So I need to rearrange these two. It reminded me of it, and I think I'm going to do it when I decorate for Christmas.
Not to mention, it's good to just change up decor. Hence Christmas decorations. Just gonna change, all right?
Most of our
Work it
decor
out.
is still what Heath's mom put up before I moved in.
Well, not for long. You've been moving at some point. In
eventually.
8,000 years, that house will be done. It'll be great.
It's going to be fabulous.
It's going to be fabulous.
It's going to be very, I don't know. I don't want to pump it up too big.
No.
It's going to be a house.
It'll be great.
No, it'll be great because
Yeah.
it's your house.
Yes.
Heath said once we're going to podcast out of it every day, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh,
Like
wow.
Delilah used to do that out of her own house.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I
she sure
believe
did.
it.
A little home studio.
Yep, sure did.
There's
With like
no-
a farm and everything.
Yeah.
There's no way she was on at 2 a.m. Now I know. Yeah. Now I know how it all
Oh,
works.
that was all recorded, baby.
Sure.
Yeah, that was all recorded.
Radio magic.
Matt, don't tell people. They don't know, all right?
Oh, you
So-
guys.
Keep that to yourself.
In the Facebook group, speaking of the Facebook group and people putting positive stuff in,
Yeah.
the tomato fruit thing, somebody actually posted it. I'm
Really?
scrolling down.
See?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Shout out to Jeffrey. It's knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad.
That's
the
what
one.
it
Yep.
is.
Miles Kington
Miles Kington.
is I want to give credit where credit's due.
And see, you remember earlier
To
when I said it was
Miles.
from Heath? That was complimentary. I was lying. I cheated you, and you didn't
He
even know.
does throw out a lot of quotes, and I'm sure not all of them are his original.
See, I do the same thing, and people think I'm so wise. I'm like, that's right. Like, I do.
Just
And
let
then
him
put
believe it.
It's the
Jasmine.
best. I know.
You know how people make the quote creators and then they
Yes.
like put their own face on it?
Yes, and they're like, wait, that's Rumi. Why are you quoting that? No, it's not. It's me. I
That's
talk
right.
like that.
It's me.
It's me. I'm so wise. Follow my ways, guys.
The other one he put was, a leader always takes responsibility for what goes wrong on his or her watch.
I see. I'm such a quote nerd. I love quotes.
I do
Really?
too.
I love quotes.
Really?
Yeah, and I know
Okay.
people think that's like basic and you're extra, but like no, like quotes sometimes really speak to you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, and it's and some of them you scroll past and it doesn't, but some of them it catches you and you're like, oh wow, that's what I
Yeah.
mean about taking it in.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
take it in. You can't just like post it on your Instagram wall.
Right.
My suggestion was about your actual wall, but I suppose you could put it in your feed and that
Sure.
would work too.
Well, because
Right.
you'll
That's
see,
just as good.
Right, because
Yeah.
like Jenny, you're saying, all these people will put these memes like "Top Knot and coffee don't care." Like seriously, you know those quotes where you're like, "That's not really like
That's
give me
not
something
inspiring to
deep."
you?
Right, it's
There's
not
a-
inspiring.
There was a lot of pain in Top Knot and Coffee Don't
Right.
Care. That's good.
You know, like
The one I saw today, it was like, I like two people and coffee.
Oh,
stop
wow.
it. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
That may be true, but that's not a quote. You know. Honestly, because I agree, but I'm not going to put that as my big, profound quote.
Sure.
Well, it's interesting you say that. We're joking about that too, but when you think about your online presence and what people are going to think about you, you don't want to think, oh gosh, I was going to follow them. And then you see that they only like 2 people and I'm probably not one of them.
Yeah.
Aw.
You know, I mean, truly, that's not going to gain a following. Only putting positivity out there, I think, will create a following.
Sure.
You know, and it might mean that if you only like 2 people, you just don't have to post about it. See what I'm saying?
That's a
I'm
great
into it.
point. That's a good quote.
So
There you go.
Why don't you make
I'm
that
gonna
as
make
your
that.
quote?
You
I'm gonna
put
make
that
that.
on
I'm
the
gonna
wall.
put my
Deep.
Put that
I'm gonna
on
put
the
my
wall.
headshot next to it, and I'm gonna say wife of ignorance on fire.
Aw.
Wife of ignorance on fire. So, you guys, this has been fun. Jasmine, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
So remind
Shoot.
everybody where they can find you, follow you, all of that stuff.
Okay, so I'm all over social, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Jasmine Sadry, Jasmine, like the flower, and it's Sadry. And then my podcast is it's firstintensepodcast.com. Sorry.
At Apple Zackintosh on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm on that Facebook group too. Facebook.com/group/second shot. That's us. Come join. It's fun. We swear.
It's fun.
Hey,
we
I'm
swear.
in.
It's true.
Matt, do you want to give your details?
Oh, sure.
Oh, nice. Private.
Matt gets a plug.
Yeah, sure. I don't know where the best to find me. I guess Instagram's probably. Is
Yes.
Instagram still cool? Is that all right?
I mean,
Yes.
to me it is, yes.
Okay.
Are we sliding into your DMs?
yeah,
Is
what's
that what we're
happening
doing?
here?
What's
No, you
going
can
here?
find me on Matt Stoker 1 on Instagram if you want to see a bunch of pictures of my dogs, which is pretty much all
Yes!
that's up
The one and
Slide
only.
into Matt's
In.
DMs
Yo,
for the
please.
dog.
Yes,
In.
they are open, although not for business. so they are open.
Exactly. And I'm Jenny Ann Chondo TV on Twitter, Jenny Ann Chondo on Instagram and Facebook. I hope that you guys survive the shopping weekend if that's what's ahead, and we'll see you next week.
You're listening to RNCN, the digital destination for premium talk radio.